Special edition, Dirty Mo Dough, an education edition, if you can believe it, because there's nothing better than a gambling education. Let's talk some gambling 101. It's myself, producer Trav, Tampa Tims. Let's start with the simple one. Tampa Tims. Let's talk about a simple heads-up bet when we talk about gambling. Two teams go against one another. It's NCAA currently right now, so we talk about the line and the odds. So when we have two teams going against one another, a 16 versus a 1 in the tournament, it's going to be a huge favorite. The line is the number of points. Explain how it works when you see a team getting 16.5 points.
16.5, that means the winner, let's call Houston. Let's just say that, for example. Houston has to win by at least 17 to cover your bet. But if they don't, 16, 15, 14, on and off, the other team, even though they lost the game, they win your bet because the handicap, they didn't cover that handicap.
So now when we talk about a betting like that, we call them heads up, but they're not even money. You bet $1, you don't win $1. Most of them are minus 110. Minus money blows everyone's brain. Here's basically how it works. You would have to bet $1.10 to win $1 in profit. So you put $1.10 up, and if the game wins, if Houston wins by 17 or by 16, they covered. You love Houston. You're a Houston fan. You get your $1.10 back. That was risked, plus $1 in profit. So if you're at a sports book and you put $1.10 up, you would win a $2.10 payout, which is $1 in profit. The other way to bet this game is the money line, which means it has no movement in points. Whoever wins, wins. How they do this when it's big favorites, it's Houston's probably like a minus, 1,500?
Yeah, like example, Arizona this weekend against Long Beach is minus 2,000.
There you go. So 2,000. So in even math, you would have to bet 2,000 to win 100. You would put $2,000 up, and when Long Beach wins or loses, when the favorite wins, you would get your 2,000 back plus 100 in profit. But you don't have to bet 2,000. Those are just the odds. Another way to look at it, you could put, this is a crazy odds, but this is how you would do it. You'd put $20 up, and if the favorite won, you would get back your 20 plus $1. You would profit $1 on your $20 bet. Now, the flip side, what is the dog? The underdog.
It's the guy
He's
with
plus
the plus.
what?
He's probably plus,
Probably 10.
1,400?
Yeah, plus 1,400. So if you think somehow Long Beach can win, you bet $1. And if Long Beach wins at plus 1,400, it's a multiplier, 14 times your money. You get your dollar back, and an extra 14. You get a $15 payout for a profit of $14. That's the idea of plus and minus money. That's the idea of a money line versus basically just picking a pick 'em bet.
And that's why if you ever see ATS next to a team, that's against the spread, and that's their record against the spread if they're covering those points.
So once again, the spread is the number of points that the favorite has to win by, or the underdog gets added to their total at the end to figure out the winner. The money line is basically heads up against one another, whoever wins, and therefore the odds are really what you're looking at, how much you're going to extra pay on your money or win if it happens. Minus money, we talked about it's kind of, and when you hear minus money, we talk about it, it's the juice. So the juice is, say, in NASCAR, we like head-to-heads in NASCAR. Let's say Tyler Reddick versus Chase Elliott. If Tyler Reddick is the favorite, then he might be minus 140. That's the juice. The 40 cents is called the juice because that's how, let's talk about this is how Sportsbook makes money. This will blow everyone's mind. In a perfect world, as simple as it can be, on one Super Bowl game, they hope to have $1 million in bets, 500,000 on Team A, 500,000 on Team B. Because then on whoever wins, they'll collect off one and pay the other, and they're going to win the juice. So if it's a minus 110, they're going to win 10%. They're going to make $50,000 off the losers and pay out 500. They're going to collect 550, pay out 500. They make the money, and there was no risk. Whoever won the game, they made money. That is how sports books keep the lights on.
And that's why you'll see the line move. If a bunch of money comes in one way, they're going to adjust the line to hopefully keep that money at an even spot. They don't want to be over leveraged and 80% of the money be on one side, because if that side wins, they're going to lose.
That sharp money is basically like the last minute money, the professionals, and that's the one that moves it. That's what basically Tampa Tims wants to be referred to as a sharp. He wants to be such. So we talked juice, a unit. So the definition of a unit in a gambling standpoint is a percentage of your bankroll. So if you say, hey, man, I'm going to spend $1,000 all year long gambling. That's my hobby. It's like playing golf. That's what I'm going to spend. That's my budget. Then normally 2 or 3% is a unit. Have you heard different than that, Tampa Tims? I've always heard 2 or 3%.
Yeah, I've heard 3% is kind of what I've heard.
So if 3% is your number, then your unit would be $30. Mm-hmm. Out of a $1,000 annual bankroll, you would bet one unit would be 3% of your bankroll. I will be the first to tell you I'm not organized enough to have an annual budget. I have a comfort level in which I'm going to gamble, but I don't set an exact number. Tampa, you the same way?
Yeah, same way. Just what I'm comfortable
So when
with.
I say unit, I just know when I go on my sportsbook app and I decided to bet a game, I have what I like to call standard bet, which sounds odd. So I just call it a unit. That way, when Tim's and I are talking, I don't know what he bets. It's none of my business how much money he bets. But when him and I are texting off to the side and he goes, oh, this is an absolute lock. This is the hammer. This is the one I think is going to win. I'm going to put 5 units on it. Well, that tells me he's going to put 5 times his normal bet because he thinks this is when we say lock, all that really is basically what good way to jinx yourself. You think that is the win that's going to absolutely happen. So a unit mathematically is normally 3% of your yearly bankroll. For Tim's and I, we use it a little bit more general, and it's really more about a way that we could communicate without throwing numbers around. Because it's not about the numbers. Let's be clear. Gambling is not about the numbers. It's not about how much you're winning or losing. It's the entertainment value you're having. In a perfect world, you want to talk about a perfect day in Las Vegas? You roll into the sports book. You watch games all day long. You have adult beverages all day long. You order some wings, and you walk home with the exact amount of money you walked in on. That's like a beautiful day of entertainment that costs you nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I did when I first started. I got my winnings, and I took that, and I withdrew that, and I'm playing with all the extra money that I've put in, and, I'm stuck right there, and I'm just, I've got probably 8 to 10 bets on the first game, this first Thursday of basketball games, and I think maybe $20 is what I've got down.
So 2 more things, and then I want to circle back all the way back to how you actually do this. Let's talk about types of bets. We talked about money lines. We talked about the spreads. Those are games against games. Then there's this term we'll say called parlay. What a parlay is you put a bet with a bet with a bet, and it multiplies how much you can win. So the easiest way to look at this is say you had 3 basketball games. You like them all. You're going to take the points because, you're going to take them against the spread. You pick 3 games against the spreads. You take 3 games. You love the favorites. They're all going to cover. Houston's going to cover. UConn's going to cover. And another big favorite's going to cover. Pick one, right? So you take them with their points. You put all 3 of those together and you bet a unit. You're going to win 6 units, but you have to win all 3 games. So it's a multiplier. You can do it 2, 3, 4. You can go for a bar clearing, bench brawling, 6, 7, 8 unit parlay. When you look on social media, people these big long tickets that says, I bet $20 to win 100,000. It's because they have 10, 12, 15 bets. And the odds of hitting those bets, guys, if anybody's played Keno, you know how hard it is to hit 15 numbers? That's easier than dang 15 bets. It's so hard to go win 15 bets.
Yeah, so for example, I've got it open right now. Arizona, they are minus 2,800 to win. North Carolina, minus 5,000. Illinois, minus 700. Kentucky, minus 1,000. And Iowa State, minus 1,600. Those odds, put those all together, drop down to minus 244.
So you would bet $244 to win 100, but every one of those favorites have to just win the game.
You lose one,
and
you
let
lose
me
all.
tell you, I have sweated over a last-minute favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk future. Our future bet is basically that. You're basically betting on a result that is more than one event away. So right now, a futures bet would be who would win the NCAA championship, the tournament. We're in round 1, so it's a, quote, future bet. You're looking into the future more than one event away. It's normally, in football, it's like futures bet could be anything from
I've got
regular
Ohio
season
State
record to NC or NFC champion to Super Bowl champion. Could be Final Four, future bet. So future is exactly what it sounds like. It's a bet of the future. It's a bet that you don't even know. You can lose this. This person may not even be in the Super Bowl, yet you're picking the Super Bowl winner.
But you're going to get better. You're going to get amazingly better odds than if you were to wait 2 weeks out and bet on that team is the reason you would make that future bet.
I call futures bet the super fandom bet, and that's because at the beginning of every football season, I bet the Patriots to win their division and win the Super Bowl. I bet the Red Sox to have a certain record. I bet the Celtics because I'm a Boston sports fan, right? Not a lot of money, but, man, it makes me cheer just a little bit more.
Tim, do you have any future bets out there yet?
Yeah, the Jets, because I'm a Jets fan.
There we
Jets
go.
are winning the Super Bowl.
So there's some that have potential, and then there's some that are just wasting money.
I've got Ohio State to win national championship in football.
No,
next
no,
year.
we joke, but you're absolutely right. It's a future bet. It's great. Throw a little money out there. Let's talk about this because we kind of gendered over. Let's talk about sports gambling in general. There's really two ways to do it. The first way, the tried and true way, the way that's been around forever, is you go to a establishment in a state in which sports betting is legal. Las Vegas being probably the biggest that everybody thinks about, but it's available in other cities as well. They have sports books. A sports book is really simple, man. It's this awesome place with a bazillion TVs and a bar, and they have either kiosks nowadays or people. You normally fill out a little ticket, like everybody's gone to the, hey, make your own taco bar. I want this, and this. Same little pencil ticket. You fill out your ticket. You walk up. You see the nice lady or man behind the counter. You say, hey, here you go. I'd like to wager this. When you make that wager, you have to give them your money. Hey, I want to put $50 on this. You give them $50. They print you out a receipt. That receipt is now your only proof. Please don't you lose the receipt. Don't tear it up. Don't throw it away. I've done all three. You sit then in the sports book or with your buddies. You watch the game. When it happens, you go back up, and they pay you out your receipt. In today's world of phone technology, Tampa Tim's, tell them how easy it is on the apps.
Just open up your phone, log into your account, and boom, you have 3, 4 books, 5 books, however many you want on your phone available at your fingertips.
So talk about the math. When you log in and you create a FanDuel's account, you just walk them through. You put a credit card down?
You can put a credit card down. You can put your bank account, link it right to it, whatever you feel comfortable with, and you can deposit as much as or as little as you'd like.
We keep talking about boosted bets and things, so talk about this. When you become a new customer, there's normally some incentives, right? You deposit some money, and they give you match play money. Now, you can't just take that money out, right? But what you can, it gives you free money to bet with that you can potentially win.
Yes. Deposit some money. Sometimes you might have to place one small bet. You place at least $5, and you'll get these free bets, bonus bets as they'll call it, which is they're basically just giving you, hey, you want to bet on another game? Here's a certain amount of money, and you can bet on any game for free.
But if you bet on it and you win, you only get the winnings. You don't get that bonus bet goes away. So if you bet $25 to win a $25, you only get $25. You don't get $50 back.
Correct.
But for people that are wondering, how do I do this? When you place your bet, when it pulls it up there, you'll see a little thing and it'll say, use rewards or apply bonuses. You toggle that and it'll show you all your things, and you can click which one you want.
And you can even apply awards to a standard bet. Like if you've ever been at a casino where you get the little match play token, you're playing $10 blackjack, and they give you a $10 match play. You put that piece of paper underneath. Now this is a $20 hand. When you win, they pay you $20, but they take the $10 paper away, right? So it's like you didn't risk $10 of your money, so you can win against this fictitious money, but you don't get to keep the fictitious money.
Correct.
It's really a free bet. I love taking my free bet money and putting it on like a big minus and just collect whatever money I can out of it. I do think there's some rewards if you're loyal to a book, but I will say why I'm a loyalist at heart. I also like to keep them honest, and I have multiple books for shopping promotions, for shopping odds, for shopping all of those things. Keep the books on their toes. That's it. That's Gambling 101. Dirty Mo Doe. The most important thing, and please remember this, gambling is supposed to be about entertainment. Please don't wager more than you can afford to lose. It's no different than going to a movie, going to the bowling alley. It's entertainment money. That's the money you should be losing. Gamble responsibly, and most importantly, get all your bets in, and may all your bets pay off.